My dear Patreon and Telegram subscribers, welcome to this new edition for June for the price trajectory. And we do have 5 turning points for BTC, and they are quite interesting, I would say, in terms of energy. Therefore, the price trajectory can seem rough, but anyway, I will tell you what are the constraints and the way to really see it. So let's dive into it. I'm in front with the Astro-based price trajectory for June that you do have already in PDF format. So please be sure to follow along. It is more comfortable maybe for you. So let's dive into it. And I am at the section for specific aspects astrology for BTC. And as you might be aware already, because I think this is best practice and you look it at, each month, every time actually for correlation purposes. First of all, the macro is very volatile. For S&P 500, we do have 8 outer aspects, so long-term aspects that are quite interesting. Some of them are bullish, some of them are bearish. So a lot of terms at macro level, at economy level. So this means that we get this climate also in BTC, and it is also interesting that we have 5 turning points here, not in the sense of retrogression direct, but in the sense of long-term aspects that are exact in the same month. And the action begins towards the mid of the month. Actually, yes, after Jupiter has speed in Cancer, actually it is the 3rd day, so to speak, when Jupiter is in the tropical Cancer, which is the sign of big changes. And the first one is pretty bullish. It's a Jupiter-Venus conjunction. I walk you through these basically in the calendar for BTC, so you have them in a written format, but I always put them here because they should be guiding points for the price trajectory as well. Therefore, I mentioned them here. And we have also on June 15th a Jupiter-Pluto, which is generally negative because we have a mid-intensity bearish aspect, and yes, this can point to institutional money that are not really poured into BTC. So it will be a sort of slowdown, and maybe there is no ETF demand at the level that was foreseen. There are many causes here, but it would be a big institutional move most likely, or linked to whales, but I would say that it's more about institutions here. Then Saturn Pluto is negative, it's low intensity. It's also a bearish aspect that can point towards some regulatory hurdle, delay, or some rumors, constraints that again are not so advantageous for institutions actually. Therefore, they will slow down, and this will slow down also the price action. It's not like it will be a sharp drop. This could also happen because of other negative aspects temporarily, but we will go into it day by day. So this is basically the long-term picture. And so we get a big bullish influence, then we get 2 that are more bearish towards the mid of the month, and then at the end of the month we get another again bullish, which is very powerful, this Uranus Jupiter, because it's rare, it is mid-intensity, and it will point towards a market cap increase, but this will not happen gradually. It's like suddenly, because it's Uranus, it will be something unexpected out of the blue, which will trigger the increase of Jupiter, which is the natal position in BTC, and this is the market cap. And then we get a Jupiter moon, which is negative low intensity. This is more subjective. It's about emotions and sentiment. But as I mentioned also in the general calendar for the month, this is actually the climate, the atmosphere of these months, that we will get driven more by emotions than by facts and rational thinking. So this is very important to take into account, because Jupiter in Cancer, which is an emotional sign, will really exaggerate even more this propensity to feeling than rationalizing things. Just to be aware of this. So again, the end of the month will be volatile as well. So let's see where we are in terms of the price trajectory that I depicted here, and how can we read it. Again, this is a moving average. It's not the price itself. You will get other values, and maybe you get scared to see also negative ones. I don't say that we can't have a dip, but I don't think it will last long if it happens towards the end of the month. So we will start the month here. This is a point that I have on the 1st of June. And yes, I think it will be a dip compared to what we had in May, because May will be quite so closing on a positive note in a way, but we have all this volatility in the beginning of June, which is more about aspects that are global and aspects that are at daily level. So this is when I get all hour by hour that would happen at the same time, a sort of average. This is what I get. So it's important that this point is seen as the starting point. It could be one day sooner or later, because I think this will fall in a weekend. So just be aware of that. And then we can see, okay, you know that BTC is, I don't know, I give an example, let's see, it's 100K. Then this is the journey and the shape that will be from 100K. So this doesn't mean that it will go, very low, so to speak, to 50K or whatever. It's really a shape that I see based on the aspects, and here what is known will be known at that moment in time, the closing of May, so the closing price for BTC. And from there, we will have a sort of upward trajectory that could be also not like this. It could be even more sharp, more sudden, because we get this volatility in the beginning. It's still Jupiter-Venus. It is, a positive aspect, not necessarily very fast, but it can also go more in a more accelerated manner, so to speak. Then towards the mid of the month, you see here, I see the dip on 13 actually. So 11 is the exact aspect here. The 15th and 16th are the Jupiter Pluto, and Saturn Pluto both are bearish. And I see this why on the 13th, because there are also other day level aspects which are all of them aligned negative. So it could be a possible dip in terms of the shape of the moving average. And then it will go again, ups and downs. So this could be actually a box that it would trade in a sort of box, because you see also the difference between the peaks at least, and also of the bottoms. It's not so big. Here from -2 to -52, this can be really a shake-up. So after we do have this volatile energy, Uranus, Jupiter, but I want to say here a caveat. If this is really very strong, and this could also mean, since it involves the market cap, that a lot of money is poured into BTC. Let's say MicroStrategy, I don't know what ETFs obtain, BTC, they allocate BTC, and they are really on the verge of accumulating a lot, or maybe also other institutions, or there is a outcome that is very positive in terms of ETF approval. Then it could be that the negative influences are not really felt, because then money will not go out. So it will be a dip in market sentiment somehow, but it will be a slight correction, taking profit after the increase. Again, the days that are really the aspects on the day, I take them hour by hour. They are not positive. Not too many are positive. Otherwise, I would have at least, around 60, I would say here, instead of -2 or 10 or 12 in the best case. Because I cannot say on each day level aspect how deep it will go in terms of money. My impression is that, so this is big, this will be very, very strong, the Uranus-Jupiter. So it is important to watch the news and to see it in context. And then the dips that you will see, so this will be basically very big because the money that is poured into it is big, it's about big money. And then the corrections will be more moderate, so to speak. And it will be about cashing in, taking profit based on the short-term investments that were done before. So this will be also a possible interpretation. I cannot say. If we don't have any major accumulation in terms of BTC, let's say whales are out, I don't know, some big thing happens, then it could be that the dips will be bigger in terms of magnitude, so to speak. And so it all depends how this evolves, but it will be very visible in any case, because Moon is the ruler of the BTC ascendant, which means that it governs BTC. So something that is really concerning BTC and its evolution, maybe it's linked to the law, to regulation, something that would be quite visible will be unknown at that time, and this would cause the dip. And if it is something very serious, so to speak, then the dip could be bigger. So it depends concretely what happens and how much money will go out of BTC to assess the magnitude of the drops. This is really an astrological average of the aspects, as if all of hourly aspects on each day would take place at the same time, which doesn't happen, but this helps us seeing what is the difference between one day and the other. So a dip I see after a very, sharp increase that would happen. Here it's not seen because of the other aspects, but again, if the money poured into BTC around June 27th, it could happen also a bit before, is significant, then this means that the other aspects that are negative will be much weaker. So it will be rather a slowdown, a small retracement that would happen. So this is what I wanted to share about the price trajectory. It is important, therefore, to keep up with the news, because they will drive the price action without any doubt, with this Mercury out of bounds and also with Jupiter speed that we do have. And I want to have some closing thoughts on what is to expect further. If I'm concerned of a month, then it's July. July, I do see already long-term aspects which are negative kicking in, and I do think that they will persist longer. I don't know exactly what will happen, but this is possible because it happened before. So when we had the correction in February, I don't know if you remember it, I talk about February this year. It's the very same aspect which is repeating now because of the retrograde motion of Pluto. And it is really something that we need to take into account for BTC, in my opinion. So it's good to take profits if you want, to revise your strategies here, because this would also mean that at the end of June, when we see the indicators and also the kind of news and whatever happens at that time, so concretely we will see the indicators, and it's possible that this will be also a sign, okay, it's really a bearish time ahead, and this might be triggered before July, because these aspects in July are pretty hardcore and they are longer. Again, could they really be avoided? I mean, it's only a slowdown or consolidation or something. I think it's also possible, but based on recent evidence, I think it would be, a mass profit taking maybe, or it will be something related to tariffs that is not working in such a manner, because everybody says that the consequences of tariffs will be felt after these 90 days of delays, and positive negotiations, and somehow the market is positively cautious, so to speak, or cautiously positive. I don't know how to put it here. And it is really a matter of how the things go. But if you remember, I think in February it was really a disappointment in terms of regulation that was really involved by Pluto, and the fact that Bitcoin was not really seen in the way that we thought or hoped, and it was also the focus on stable coins at first and so on. So it was a sort of big money. Regulation is not really putting a lot of attention on Bitcoin. So it could be something similar that is regarding the macro landscape, or any regulatory decisions that will happen, or revelations in the space. So this is what I see now based on what I know that happens in the world now. And it's important to take this into account. So watch out. July seems serious based on what we saw from February. Even if you remember, it was on the 3rd of February that the decline really started, and we had these big long-term aspects that are red, and they are also there this time. It's like history repeating, but yes, planet is retrograde, so it can behave also differently in a way, but it's important to be vigilant in the second part of June, once you see a sort of peak, local peak, that would happen most presumably in a sudden manner. So I hope this helps you to navigate June. I wish you a lot of success in trading and investing. It's not an easy time in the markets by all means, and I want to thank you for your continued support and loyalty. See you for the next update.